Hi there, I'm CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment in Shreveport, Louisiana. And yeah, I'm here with some cookie dough that I made. Okay, so it's just about ready to be uh, Thanksgiving, right? Like, we're just like, at this point, minutes away. Uh, it's one of my favorite holidays, mostly because it is about gratitude, but also because it's a time in which uh, I get to feed people. This is not, I don't, it's a Thanksgiving. We all do big, huge feasts. Those of us who celebrate it and everything, and it's like uh, that's wonderful because I remember there were times when I wouldn't have been able to do this. A lot of times I was roaming around, maybe renting a room out of someone's house or something like that, And then there were other times I had like, uh, maybe an apartment, but maybe I was away from family and I didn't know a lot of people. Or maybe there was a time when, let's say the apartment that I had before here, it was, I still got together with people. We still did things. We just couldn't do it at my place because it really wasn't, there wasn't room for a gathering. Uh, so that's one of the things that I love about where I am now. So this is a really uh, easy cookie recipe. There's actually, you know, uh, it's heavy too. The cookie dough is heavy. Listen to this when I drop it. And that, when I drop that dough, literally uh, shakes the floors and the walls of the room that I'm in. So, yeah. Um, but it only called for like half of the amount of chocolate chips, but I'm a chocolate freak. These are what I'm making so that I'm thinking of it as kind of an exit course because like it's Thanksgiving. I do, the full on 7 course, like people show up a little bit early. Maybe we're finishing up the last minute touches or something like that or whatever. So we get to munch around on the occasional whatever, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like, I think of that as kind of like the amuse. For me, it's people, helping, arrange or whatever. You're not really supposed to eat raw cookie dough, but damn, it's delicious. So anyway, um, that's my first course. And then my second course would be like sitting out some chips and dip as people float in. Then I've got, a charcuterie, a tray, cheeses in hand and crackers and stuff like that. Um, so, those are great. And then we'll bring out the meat appetizers. I've got some sausage and cheese balls. Someone is bringing some crab cakes. And see how what's going on here with this coursework that I'm talking about that I have planned. How like one course kind of like leads to the other, almost like steps. That was my sort of inspiration. How like 12 steps. Those of you who know about 12 steps, you know that you have like one step that you need to look into prior. Like you don't just do like step one. And I'm talking about recovery steps. You don't do just like step one, but it's any sort of set of instructions. If you don't read the instructions and follow them, you run the risk of like screwing things up. So, so there's a flow. Like your step one precedes your step two, becomes part of your step two, as your step one and step two, precede the step three and then lead into step three and become part of the step three, and it becomes part of that, or whatever, all the way through to the 12 step. But that's kind of like how this meal, that was my inspiration for the meal. I wanted like each meal to kind of be an intro into the next, I think that's a really good, I don't think that's original to me. I think maybe the analogy of the 12 step with the food or whatever it may be. I just couldn't, I don't know. I just think that like I like stories in a book or chapters or something like that. I feel like, each course should follow and lead into the next, and there should be some sort of commonality. So we start out with kind of like, oh, people come in and it's like, oh, here, grab a couple of like mixed nuts or something like that. While that's our little muses and stuff like that. While we're waiting to put out the chips and dip, and then from there, we're putting out the charcuterie, the ham with the cheeses and crackers and stuff like that, and then comes the second part of the appetizer, or maybe the heavier part, where we bring out the meat and the deviled eggs. So we have like the sausage balls, the crab cakes, and the deviled eggs, and those are things. So like the cheese and crackers proceeds into that. I'm really overthinking this, right? And then they will like lead into the these are things that have led into something that is substantial that could hold out throughout the meal. So there could be like some stuffed cheese balls throughout the meal, some deviled eggs certainly throughout the meal, because we are like deviled egg eating people. I mean, we're Southern, we love the hell out of a deviled egg. Okay, so then what happens is that that leads into the main meal, which will be turkey, ham. There'll be the usual mashed potatoes, the green bean casserole that someone's bringing in. We'll have the a fettuccine, Alfredo kind of thing, and then dressing, cranberry sauce. Okay, anyway, from there, whatever that entails, then we move on into the desserts. And there are going to be probably about 4 different desserts that we have going on, which would be the wonderful chocolate cake, and then there's a pie that it's a pecan pie recipe, but they like it without the pecans, so someone's bringing that. And then I made a few creme brulees, and then what did we do? I made, with the egg whites out of the creme brulee, I used the egg whites to make like a small cake to actually put on the plate to serve with the creme brulee. So it's actually part of the same dessert, but it'd be like, hey, I made it in bundt cake pans, so it's kind of rounded, and it's got a place as it's been to like kind of go around the in my little way of overthinking things, so that like the creme brulee ramekins will have a bit of cake off to the side of it. So, and then so it's going to be really, really fun. And then so these are the cookies that I'm making, and these are so that people can just kind of like grab some cookies. I want to send them home with leftovers too, but also this, and people, oh, by the way, you're driving with your kid or whatever, you want to entertain them or keep them out of your hair for the drive or whatever, or whatever you're doing. I think someone may be stopping by, and then depending upon her time, and she may be stopping by on her way to her family in New Orleans, and so she can grab some of these cookies if she wants some to have in the car or whatever. Even if she is not staying for dinner, she may or she may not be, I don't know. That kind of stuff. So it's just like I have the regular guests, and then I have other people who are just, on notice, hey, we're doing this, but then they've already got other plans, but then they may be swinging by, or they may, on their way to or from or whatever, because we do that, and then, and so people have something to take away. So, yeah, that's pretty, let's see. Let me count that up. I think that's about 7 steps throughout this, 7 courses throughout this meal, and that would be the amuses, the crackers and dips, cheeses and hams, and then and the reason why it's coming out that way is because it's an order of ease. You know, like you don't have to do anything with mixed nuts. People could just go ahead and grab onto that, you know, or whatever. So, you know, yeah. And this taking the cookie away and everything like that, it's almost like a massage, the effleurage of a massage, where you do a massage, ease into it from insertion to origin. And yeah, I've studied this kind of stuff. And you do so you do a really, really great massage, and you get someone really relaxed, and you build up some momentum, and then there's like a, you know, a deep tissue, and there's like, oh, well then, so you do that, and you can really get in there and wake up the muscle tissues, and then after that, you bring it back down. This little chocolate chip looks like a little alien with these little fucking teeth, and what looks like the little tongue bitey thing should be springing out any minute. Anyway, so I wanted to let the dough rest. So I made the video while I talk about it. But anyway, yeah. So the meal's like, I think it should be an experience, and I think it should be like a high point. And then after the high point, of course, you don't end on a high point. You I don't know, have a little bit of a calming and closure to the experience, and that's like the effleurage of a massage, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'm fixing to put this. I'm gonna go ahead and cook these, and literally I have had those last 2 chicken breasts that I said I was gonna make and eat on, and then I've had like a couple of handfuls of nuts throughout the day. And that's been kind of like what I've been snacking on, but I kind of wanted to save my appetite because there's a lot of food tomorrow, and I want a little bit of all of it, so it's going to be great. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I definitely will be taking pictures or little videos of the meal, and yeah, so definitely I'll keep everybody posted. I'll make a little video of the foods and stuff like that. Hopefully things will turn out the way they should. So we got tons of food. Okay. Hope you have fun with your holidays, as much fun as I've had with mine, and or am having. And love and light, peace, good night.